Hello, I'm Neha Sharma and you're watching our special program Spiritual Discussion. Let us begin the program and know the thoughts of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj from Satlok Ashram Barwala, District Hisar, Haryana versus the thoughts of the Chief of Hansa Desh Panth, Sant Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj from Punjabi Bagh, Delhi. It is said that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are the creators of the whole creation. But who are their mother-father? Tell us about this.
They are the mother-father of everyone. Finally, you will do brainstorming about a power that does not have a mother-father. He is primordial. You must have seen Lord Vishnu recline on a serpent bed. What is the meaning of Sheshaya? The coil of snakes is called Sheshaya. Sheshnag ji has wrapped. The meaning is that our potential energy, are you understanding? There is a kinetic energy and there is a potential energy. Lord Vishnu is lying on that energy.
A lotus emerges from the navel of
Lord Vishnu, from which Brahmaji appears. In this way, our trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Brahmaji is the one who created the world. Lord Vishnu nourish and Shiva destroys. If you see all three through science, so this is an anabolic process. One is the catabolic process and one is the metabolism. This process is also happening within us. The cells is developing within us. The cells are being maintained and then the cells are being destroyed. If the cells wouldn't destroy, then we will not get old. We would not achieve an old age. These three processes of the world are going continuously. You must have seen that children are also being born. Also people are being maintained and people are cremated inside the crematorium. So this process is going on. So this process is called Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh.
Is Lord Vishnu immortal or does he also take birth? Or does he ever die?
The energy, you must have heard the science formula that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. That power is never generated and the power called as energy mass equation. So Vishnu, Brahma and Mahesh are the primordial powers that produce the world, maintain the world and destroy the world. All these three factors, this energy is primordial. It has no beginning. This was always there. You must have also seen that whenever a volcano erupts somewhere and everything ends there also you will find life somewhere. You will find life somewhere in the foothill below the sea, thousands of feet below, where there is no light at all. And these scientists imagine that there would be no life here. There also is a fish that is born without sunlight. There is a life too. The purpose of saying is that if scientists will research, then I understand they will find that there is life elsewhere. So if there is life,
then this phenomena of creation, sustenance, destruction will be there.
And these three are inherent. These three things have been going on since time immemorial.
Maharajji, are Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh immortal, imperishable?
I told you when you have talked about creation, then creation will continue to be created. It will continue to sustain and will end. This is the eternal phenomenon.
Do they have lifespan, Maharajji?
They do not have a lifespan. They are eternal. I told you before.
You just heard the views of the head of Hansa Desh Panth, Sant Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj from Punjabi Bagh, Delhi. Let us know the views of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj from Satlok Ashram Barwala, District Hisar, Haryana.
सतगुरुदेव की जय। बंदी छोड़ कबीर परमेश्वर जी की जय। बंदी छोड़ गरीबदास जी महाराज जी की जय। स्वामी राम देवानंद जी गुरु महाराज जी की जय हो। गरीब नमो नमो सतपुरुष को नमस्कार। गुरु की नहीं सुर नर मुनि जन साधुओं संतों सर्वसदी नहीं। सतगुरु साहेब संत सब दंडोतम प्रणाम। आगे पीछे मध्य हुए तिनको जा कुर्बान।
Shri Satpal Ji Maharaj Ji was asked whether Shri Brahma Ji, Shri Vishnu Ji and Shri Shiv Ji also have mother and father. He says, no, they are omnipotent. They are the father of all. They do not have parents. And they also consider Puranas to be true. Now see what our Puranas tell. Who is the mother father of Sri Brahma, Sri Vishnu and Sri Shivji? Hans mantra is nowhere mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is not mentioned anywhere in the Vedas that with this mantra a soul can attain salvation. They have been fooling us for so long. Therefore, knowledge giver of Gita has said, engrossed in my worship, these learned souls remain in inferior state. Why is inferior? As birth and death continues again and again, that is inferior. But reaching eternal place, no one comes back. That can never be attained with the worship of Brahma. These learned souls did Hatha Yoga, chanted Om Mantra. They did not do arbitrary worship, did not worship any other deity. Brahmaji, when he was sitting on the lotus flower, he became conscious, he was kept unconscious and kept in coma. He was brought to consciousness on lotus flower. Brahmaji says, I do not know from where I have come. Then he did an announcement this Kal that meditate, do austerity. He thought this ether voice is of the complete God, but Kal did that. Then Brahmaji got the Vedas. Nowhere it was written in Vedas to do Hatha Yoga penance because of this folklore of Brahma. That I have had an announcement to do austerity, they started doing Hatha Yoga. They took Om Mantra from Vedas, continued with useless worship for thousands of years. Gita Ji chapter number 11 verse 47-48 he says, Arjun, this form of me which you have seen, this original form of me, no one has seen before you. I have not been attained by anyone. And the attainment of this form of me cannot be done with any method mentioned in Vedas, neither by worship or by any activity. No one can attain me. Hence prove, with the procedure mentioned in Vedas, with Om Mantra and whatever practice they perform, by sacrificing, they do not attain God but get some other benefits. Those sages got those benefits. They gained powers. They acted as superiors over each other. They brought someone to ashes, cursed someone, due to which they were feared. There was a sage named Chunak. He was like that. That learned soul was humble. For thousands of years he chanted Om and did worship, folklore, Hatha Yoga, which is rejected in Gita Ji chapter 17 verse 6 by abandoning worship based on holy scriptures. Those who perform arbitrary worship, do austerity, those demons even trouble deities within this body, who also trouble me, Brahm, consider them to be of demonic nature. Look, even they are told to be bad. Those learned souls, why? That sage Chunak performed austerity. God was not attained. He gained powers. He became an atom bomb. There was a renowned king of the world. One who has rule on whole planet is called King of World. Now these kings of the world wanted to check if those rulers who are under my subjection, the kings and small rulers, has any of them rejected my lordship, my subjection. Therefore, they leave a horse for performing this check. Along with the horse, some soldiers are also sent. It is king's personal horse, his own horse. They hang a pamphlet in his neck that the renowned king has this much army, 72 crore soldiers, and whichever ruler does not accept the rule of the king can hold the horse, can tie it and get ready for a war. That horse wandered the whole earth. All read the pamphlet that king has 72 crore soldiers. All were quiet. No one dared to tie the horse, that is, to fight a battle. So he has been proved to be victorious on whole earth. While they were returning, Chunak sage used to do worship there. They had passed from near his cottage. They were returning from there. He asked soldiers, why is this horse empty? Why is there no rider on this? On rest you all are riding. Soldiers told saint that this horse is of the king of the world. No one can sit on it. And where had you gone? Asked the sage. They said, we had a tour of whole earth. So and so was our purpose. The sage asked, did no one accept war with this king? Is he so powerful? Then the soldiers said, our king has an army of 72 crore soldiers, Saint Ji. How can anyone dare? We will destroy him. Now the sage thought, his mind is under the control of Kal or Satan. He makes them atom bomb through worship, by wrong practice, by making them do arbitrary practices on other side. Kal had his remote. He inspired the sage that the king has become so egoist, his arrogance needs to be fixed. The sage stood up and said, brother, I hold this horse and accept war with your king. The soldiers said, you poor, you do not have grains to eat, and you will fight with the king of the world. You sit and you do your worship. Do not mess, recite your prayers, do whatever you are doing. And then the sage said, I have held this horse. Go and tell your king. They were anyways ready. They tied the horse with the tree near his hut. They came and told the king that no one on earth caught your horse, but a sage named Chunak accepted your war. The king was told by his counselors that today one person has dared, tomorrow another will stand. This is all politics. In this way the world will raise their head. He should be crushed. The king said, go. 18 crore soldiers were sent at once to kill one man so that others may also be scared. They may fear that so much force has come to show he is a powerful king. On the other side, whatever worship that sage had done in his entire life, he made 4 atom bombs with his spiritual powers, with his accomplishments. Spiritual powers are big bombs. These scientists fail in front of these. If a saint has spiritual word power, he may fail all of them. He can crush anyone in front of him. Now the sage made 4 atom bombs with his accomplishments, with the power of his useless worship that he had gained. All through his life, he fired 1 bomb and he massacred 18 crore army, destroyed them. The king sent the second unit of 18 crore. The sage fired the second bomb. 72 crore army of the king of the world was destroyed. About it is told in Suksham Ved that बत्तरक्षोणी खा गया ये चुणक ऋषीश्वर एक, दे डारें जोरा फिरे ये सभी काल के भेख. O God, Kabir Sahib, liberator, God came and told that he destroyed 72 crore army. Who? That sage of sages, Rishishwar, supreme amongst the sages. These are the qualities of great sage. These fake sages, we call them sage, they should be called demons. Tell what was the need for the sage to mess. He should do his worship, the king should do his work, let him do. These has such demonic nature as such people. Therefore, the knowledge giver of Gita says, my worship is also not superior, it is inferior. Such misdeeds they perform later. After Kal's worship, now what has God told Kabir Sahib? That 72 crore army was destroyed. He massacred this Chunak sage. Ye de dhare maut phire hai. Jora means death. And you call them sage. These are moving bombs. If they are teased a bit, they may destroy you. Is this what a saint does? God Kabir had come, the divine, with stones, pebbles were thrown at him, was put in boiling mustard oil, cut into pieces, but Almighty was found alive and he never cursed anyone. These are great saints. Bestowed with all great qualities as Kabir God. He was completely knowledgeable. He was the teacher of the world and gave true spiritual knowledge. He was true enlightened saint. He was well informed and he is God. It is said, 72 rakshoni kha gaya wo chunak rishishwar ek, ye de dhare jora. Jora means death. These sages in human body, maut phire, all these are agents of Kal. They worship Brahm. Bhek means whole group, then what will happen to him? The sage who chanted Om name and did penance with Hatha Yoga tenacity, one gets powers. By chanting Om name, Brahmalok is attained. He will go to Brahmalok. He will become a deity there. After his good deeds end, he will come to earth. He will become a king. After becoming a ruler, as a hunter, he will kill, do violence on creatures. He will fight with others, meaning he will ruin his deeds. Then where will he be sent? He will be thrown into hell. After suffering in hell, he will again come on earth. Then he will become a dog. This sage Chunak, and he will have bugs in his head, wounds, and all those creatures he killed of that king, they will eat his body. Therefore, the knowledge giver of Gita in chapter 7 verse 18 says that learned souls are humble. They started to achieve God, but because they did not get enlightened saint, they based on self-conclusion through stories told by people. They became dedicated on me. Brahm tells this Kal, and they remain trapped in my inferior worship. That is all you get from me, from this Om mantra, from my worship, benefits which were to be received by chanting Om name. Till that level only they will get benefits. And that is inferior benefit, inferior, cheap. What's worse than this? All throughout life, you practiced useless path and then became an atom bomb. An acacia tree in place of mango tree. Saints should be the mango tree. Those who throw stones at them, they even give fruit to them, and these acacia trees, if touched, they may attack like a wasp. We used to call them sage. God opened our eyes. Therefore it is said, they are virtuous souls, but are engrossed in my inferior, worst way of worship. Why? Because they did not get an enlightened saint. Therefore, in chapter 18, verse 62, it is said, Arjun, you in every respect go in the refuge of only that Supreme God. By the grace of that Supreme God, you will attain supreme peace and will attain eternal abode. Virtuous souls, 600 years ago, God had said that who worship these three gods can never attain salvation. Today, all these holy scriptures support this. Kabir is God. Kabir is God. Gita Ji, chapter 8, verse number 1. Arjun asked that. In chapter 7, verse 29, it was told that knowing Tat Brahm and becoming familiar with entire spirituality and all deeds, a person makes efforts to get relieved from birth and death. Jara means old age, and Maran means death. So in chapter 8, verse 1, it is asked, who is that Tat Brahm? Look at this. This is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, verse number 29. Here, only Sanskrit is there. Further is its explanation. Jara Maran Mokshai. Jara means old age, Maran means death. Moksh means to get salvation. Mam ashrata yatanti ye. Te Brahm tat vidhu kisnam adhyatam karm cha akhilam. Its meaning is, Mam ahrita, as I have told you, whoever will be dependent on this knowledge, searches to enlightened saint, they only make efforts to get rid of illness, of old age and death. For salvation, yatanti te, they know Tat Brahm, they know the entire spiritual knowledge and are familiar with all deeds. Those who only make efforts to get rid of old age and death, they are familiar with the Tat Brahm, entire spiritual knowledge and from all deeds. Look, chapter 7, verse 29, we are reading of Gita Ji. Who remains dependent on me means who is in my refuge. Jara means old age, Maran means death. They make efforts to get rid of these, attain that God and complete spirituality. See this, Tat Brahm, they know that God, entire spirituality and all the deeds. Chapter 8 begins here. It's the first verse of chapter 8. In this, it is asked, who is Tat Brahm? Regarding the Tat Brahm, it is said, Tat Brahm, that Brahm which knows the entire spirituality and all deeds. Here they have asked in chapter 8, first verse, Kim tat Brahm, Kim adhyatam, ki karam purushottam, Kim adhibhut cha, Kim proktam, adhidevam, Kim uchyate. Its answer is in chapter 8, third verse. Who is that God? This question is asked by Arjun. Its answer is given in chapter 8, verse 3. This is chapter 8, verse 3. This is Paramakshar Brahma. In verse 3, this is the answer. By souls. Now we come to Gita Ji chapter number 15, verse number 16 and 17. With this, the entire concept that this slave wanted to clear will be clear. Look, this is chapter 15, Gita chapter number 15. And here this is verse 16. In this, two gods are told. Divyam, Imau Purushau, two Purush, two gods, two masters. One is Kshar and one is Akshar. Call him Kshar Purush, or we call these Purush as Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush. Here we will see that translation in this world. Mortal and immortal are two types of Purush, means God. Purush means master. God they are called. And all creatures' body is mortal and the souls is said to be immortal. Its meaning is that one Kshar Purush is this Brahm, Akshar Purush is this Parabrahm. This Kshar Purush, Brahm, is the owner of 21 universes and Akshar Purush of 700 quadrillion universes. Both these and all creatures under them are all mortals, but the soul of all does not die. That subject is different. Now this is made clear that both are mortal, Kshar Purush as well as Akshar Purush, no matter if Akshar means immortal, but he has a defined long life due to which he is called Akshar Purush, but in reality he is not immortal. Its concept is made clear in chapter 15 verse 17 that Uttam Purusha tu Anya or Paramatma iti Udharte. Look, chapter 15, now we have read 16th, we will read 17th. Uttam Purusha tu Anya Paramatma iti Udharte. Yeh lok triyam avishya vibharti avyay Ishwara. Superior God means supreme God is someone else apart from these two. Two gods are told in 16th and he is another. And who enters all three regions and nurtures everyone, the immortal supreme being. Almighty God, he is told like this. This is upside down hanging ball like tree. This has roots above, below are the three qualities like branches. With roots only the whole tree gets nourishment. By entering all three regions, this original form divine Paramakshar Brahma does their nourishment, nurtures the whole world. This is a world-like tree. World-like tree, its origin is Paramakshar Brahma. Look, this is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, verse number 17th. We are reading. Uttam Purusha tu Anya Paramatma iti Udharte. Uttam Purush means Supreme God. The Almighty is someone else apart from these two above, different from both. In 16th, it is explained separately and he is called God. Yeh lok triyam avishya vibharti, who nurtures everyone by entering all three regions. He in reality is the eternal God. He is the immortal God. See this, Uttam Purush means Purushottam, true God, is some other who is by entering all three regions nurtures everyone. He is the immortal God in reality. By souls, what this servant wants to conclude is revealed. Gita Ji has made it clear that the knowledge giver of Gita is Brahma. His mantra is Om. His seeker attains Brahmalok. Creature attaining Brahmalok are in recurrence that is not complete salvation. Gita orator in chapter 18 verse 62 and Gita chapter number 15 verse 1 to 4 and in chapter 18 verse 62 and 66. In these verses, he is clarifying that God should be worshipped, that Paramakshar Brahma, about whom in chapter 8 verse 3 it is said that He should be worshipped. With his worship, the creature never comes back in this world. God's ultimate abode is attained. And Gita Ji, chapter number 18, verse number 62, it is said that by all means you go in the refuge of that God. With his grace only you will attain eternal peace, and ultimate abode means, again, birth and death will never happen. About himself, he has made clear that your and my birth and death will remain forever by souls until these scriptures are familiar. Till then we do not believe because our tongue was burnt with hot milk. Therefore we even drink buttermilk carefully. The servant wants that I shall make you so strong that after seeing these scriptures you become sure, and you will discard those fake gurus, acharyas and shankracharyas, and will get your well-being done. Look, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 8, verse number 3. This is clear that he is Paramakshar Brahm. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, verse number 1 to 4 and 16, 17, this is made clear. Akshar Purush is its trunk, Shar Purush is its branch. These three qualities, Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnu, Tamgun Shivji, are the branches of the world-like tree. And this is also clear that one who nurtures everyone is the immortal God. Paramakshar Purush is Paramakshar Brahma. In Gita chapter number 8, verse number 5 and 7, knowledge giver of Gita says regarding his worship that to worship me, the mantra is Om, nothing else, which has been told in chapter 8, verse 13, if my worship is to be done, then Om is the mantra. And you will attain me, but you need to fight. If you want to attain Paramakshar Brahm, if you want to worship him, then his mantra is told in chapter 17, 23 verse, Om Tat Sat iti nirdeshah Brahmana Trivedaya Smritah. Brahmana means to attain that Paramakshar Brahm. For his worship, only chant these three mantra, Om Tat Sat. Worshipping him by three mantras is the instruction, direction. Direction means final, command, nothing else. In chapter 8, verse 8, 9, 10, it is said that with his worship you will attain Paramakshar Brahm. With his worship, the creature goes there, going where the creature never comes back. And these our Acharya, Shankracharya, these creatures who are devoid of true spiritual knowledge, these Mandaleshwars are religious leaders. They say that Sri Krishna Ji is telling about his own self. In this, the concept is made clear that there are two gods. In fact, three are told, but two have an important role because we are living in Akshar Purush's region and we have to go to Akshar Brahm's region. But in between there is one interference. This Akshar Purush, we have to cross his 700 quadrillion universes. For that, Om is the direct mantra of Brahm, Tat is indicative of Akshar Purush, and Sat is also indicative mantra of Paramakshar Purush, Paramakshar Brahm. Practicing these three mantras, after attaining complete salvation, we will go to that region, going where the seeker never comes back. This is the outcome of this complete Srimad Bhagavad Gita in front of you. Let me show you some reference. Look, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 8. We have read till here that he is Paramakshar Brahm. In verse 3, he is Paramakshar Brahm, who is other than the Gita narrator. Here the knowledge giver of Gita says in chapter 8, verse 5, that the man who remembers me till his last breath and leaves the body, he attains to my form, not the personal form. Madbhavam yati, he receives all benefits from me. There is no doubt in this. Now what is said in 7th verse, chapter 8 of Gita Ji. In 7th, what is said, therefore Arjun, you remember me all the time and also fight. You have to fight if you want to remain in my refuge. Contained in me, dedicated with complete mind, undoubtedly you will attain me. Now in 8th and 9th, this is made clear. Gita chapter number 8, verse number 8, we are reading, O Parth, this is the rule by worshipping to attain God. One who chants those three mantras and does not deviate and continues worshipping, that man, Param Divyam Purushyati, is attained to that Paramakshar Brahma. Param Prakash Roop Divyam. To divine means is attained to God only who is other than knowledge giver of Gita. In ninth, in this concept is also made clear, Kavyam. Here we will not disturb this, we will read as is. The God, who is everlasting, omnipresent, omnipotent, means Lord of the Lords, subtlest of the subtle, sustainer of all, in unimaginable form. Highly radiant form like sun means illuminating body like the sun is in the form. This is clear in this. Is far from ignorance, worship that Sachidanand Ghan Brahm, worship that Paramakshar Brahm. Now, ninth verse you have read of chapter 8, now we will read the 10th. That devotee means who chants those 3 mantras in which Om is one and 2 words Tat Sat are indicative. That devotee in the end, with the power of devotion, Yog means worship, with the devotional strength, focusing in the middle of the eyebrow by establishing a connection with pure mind, remembers that divine and is attained to that divine form. Supreme God means he is other than the knowledge giver of Gita, that Paramakshar Brahm. His worshipper attains him by souls. Before reaching Trikuti, we will give the devotional earnings from the other mantras here to them. Further, when we will reach to Trikuti with us, this 2-word mantra we have, that is Satnam. In this one is Om mantra, this devotional earning of Om mantra is of Brahma, and this earning we will give to this Kal, to Brahma. Srimad Bhagavat in Gita chapter number 18, verse number 62, the knowledge giver of Gita says, Arjun, by all means you go in the refuge of that God. With his grace only you will attain eternal peace and ultimate abode. For that he has left an option and told that I do not know about him. Search for an enlightened saint. In chapter 18 verse 63 it is said that I have given the most confidential knowledge to you. I have told you the most confidential knowledge, that if you are to remain in my refuge, then you have to fight. In chapter 8, verse 5 and 7, if you will remember me, you will be received by me. In Gita Ji chapter number 8, verse 8, 9, 10, if you will worship that Paramakshar Brahma, then you will attain him. In Gita Ji chapter number 17, verse number 23, the mantras to worship that Paramakshar Brahma is told. His mantra is Om Tat Sat Iti Nirdeshaya Brahmana Trividya Smritah. You can worship him by chanting 3 mantras, which an enlightened saint will tell you. I do not know. Knowledge giver of Gita told his own mantra in chapter 8, verse number 13. Om Iti Ekaksharam Brahm Vyaharan Mam Anusamran Ye Prayati Tajam Deham Sayati Paramam Gatim. Om is my Brahma mantra. One who chants this till his last breath and leaves the body obtains benefits of Om level. What is of Om level? Brahmalok. Souls attaining Brahmalok are in recurrence, they have birth and death. So here chanting Om independently has another benefit. If this is chanted adding both, it has another benefit. If verbally this will be chanted, it will have another benefit. Through breath, if that is chanted, it has another benefit. So when we will reach to Trikuti, we will give the devotional earnings of Om mantra to him. Earlier, what we continued doing by chanting Om mantra, we used to go to Brahmalok and lived there for 1,000 eras, used to waste our devotional earnings and then became a donkey and wandered here. Because of those sins, we remained in suffering. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 18, verse number 62 to 66, a decisive knowledge has emerged. It is complete summary of pious Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The knowledge giver of Gita says, if you have to remain in my refuge, then bow to me. In chapter 18, verse 65, keep your mind in me and worship me, you will attain me. In chapter 18, verse 66, it is said that Arjun, by all means, Sarv Dharman Parataj Mam Ekam Saranam Vraj. I will show you. By souls, here what the servant is trying to clear is how salvation will be attained. This is compulsory. How will we be liberated, and which all great souls chanted this mantra? To respected Dharamdas Ji, God himself gave this mantra of 2 words and kept the final mantra secret, that I am giving it to you. but this has not to be disclosed. He gave it to these great men, but they further did not disclose to anyone. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 18, verse number 66. There is one Vraj word. Our religious leaders, sages, acharyas, shankracharyas, saints have made this meaning wrong. They have twisted it. Vraj means go. Go means to depart. This is English word. If its meaning is done as come, then is it sensible? Use whatever grammar to justify that. They did not understand the sentence. Look what is the meaning of that. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, published from Gita Press Gorakhpur, Jai Dayal Goenka is its translator. I will show you chapter 18 verse 66. This is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 66. What is written in this? Sarva dharmam paritajamam ekam saranam vraj. Aham tva sarve papebhya mokshami ma shuch. What have they translated of the complete philosophy, that is complete obligation, sacrifice all deeds to me, abandon philosophy to me, you only in me. Mam meaning what have they written? In me all powerful, omnipotent, divine's refuge. Sharanam means in refuge. Vraj means come, whereas Vraj means go. I will relieve you of all sins. Do not get upset, pious souls. First, Vraj meaning is to come or to go. This concept needs to be clear. First, let us complete the context, that is, Om Mantra earning we will give to Kal at Trikuti. There you will have your account. God Kabirji will be available there. In this servant's form, you will go running towards your Guruji. God will take you to Dharmraj's court to clear your account. This Om Mantra will be given, rest will be left. So the second mantra, which is part of Satnam, along with Om, is mantra of Parabrahm, of Akshar Purush. After Kal's 21 universes, we must cross 700 quadrillion universes. Look, this is the picture of one universe. This is a miniature picture of one universe. This is an elliptical shape. This is the picture of one universe. What is there inside this? Below these 7 Atal, Vital, etc. Here this is Earth. This is the region of Shiv. This is the region of Brahmaji. This is the region of Brahmaji. This is the region of Vishnuji. After this, it is the region of Dharmraj. This is common heaven. This is called Indralok, and this is that Brahmalok. Indralok, and this is that Brahmalok. This is that Brahmalok. Here he resides secretly, this Kal. He has made 3 regions separately. Secretly, here he keeps his wife Durga in 3 places separately. He creates 3 sons. Now the point which we have to take, we will see here. This is one universe. Like this, Kal has 21 universes. Look, these are Jyoti Niranjan's 21 universes. The whole picture, see this. In this, what has he done? This ball, consider this is one universe. This is a universe. Like this, one group he has made of 5 universes. This is called a great universe. Great universe. Like this, in 4 great universes, he has locked 20 universes. They keep revolving separately. They themselves also keep rotating. Regions inside them also keep rotating. This one region is separate, secret. Here, a duplicate Satlok, duplicate Alakhlok, duplicate Agamlok, duplicate Akhaylok, Anamilok he has created. In the same way, he, in every universe, that was his 21st universes. In this one universe, see, this is Brahmalok. Great Indra's island. Then duplicate Satlok, duplicate Alakhlok, duplicate Agamlok, duplicate Anamilok he has created. He deceives creatures through Durga, Maya, Shakti. Now, these are 21 universes of Kal, and this is the way, the path to exit. Look, this is one universe. Till now, 10 doors were told. That 10th door, this is the 10th door of one universe. Now, from here, When the soul will exit, then think that it crossed the 10th door out from this. After that, he will come here. The 10th door exit will be here. This is a vacuum place. After crossing from 10th door, he keeps wasting his time here. In this hollow area, these all around, it's vacuum here. Now we will attain salvation after crossing 12th door like this. This is one complete picture of infinite universe. Look, think, these 21 universes are of Kal. These are 21 universes of Kal, alright? These ball-like, and these are 700 quadrillion universes of Parabrahm. Means of Akshar Purush. All these are 700 quadrillion universes. And this overall controller of infinite universes is God Kabir. These are infinite universe, and along with these, the 21 universes are of him, above which are 700 quadrillion universe. Lord of the lineage is this Kabir Sahib. This supreme God is seated on top in the third ultimate abode. Look here, like in one universe. See, this is the picture of 21 universe here. Now the 10th door remains in one universe itself. Soul does not go out from this. It remains in one universe only. With God's mantra, we will come out. These are 21 universes. From here, this is the 11th door. 10th is within one universe. Leaving from here, this creature, this is the 11th door. We will see this come here, and exiting from the 11th door, we will enter here into 700 quadrillion universes which are of Parabrahm. This is the 12th door that will open into Satlok, means after crossing Parabrahm's 700 quadrillion universe, then crossing into the 12th door, we will reach Satlok. Till now, they were talking about the 10th door only. There is one Kabir Panthi in Jammu. His acting is amazing. He says the 11th window is found, 11th window. Till date, no one has told about 11th door. I have found the 11th door. Well, if you have found 11th door, then you found it from Kabir's Sagar. You did not create this knowledge. And 12th door is written by Kabir God that Dwadash Dar Base Murabalam. तहाँ वहाँ ध्यान लगावे. Respected Garibdas Sahib ji has said, असंख्य जन्म तने मरते हो गए, जीवित क्यों ना मरे रे, और द्वादश मध्य महल मठ बोरे, बहुर न देह ढरे रे. God, after crossing the 12th door, going where body is not formed again, birth and death do not happen again, we will go there. And for that Satnam, the chant of 2 words, only then you will reach there.
Let us know the experiences of those devotees who have received mantra initiation from Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj Ji and are following the devotional path told by him.
Hello, sir.
सत साहिब, बंदी छोड़ सतगुरु रामपाल जी महाराज की जय.
Sir, what is your good name?
My name is Bhakt Ramcharitra Das.
Sir, where have you come from?
I am a resident of village Chakkad district, Dhanusha, Nepal, and currently I live in Kathmandu.
Sir, what work do you do?
I have retired from the position of executive engineer from the Department of Irrigation, Government of Nepal, and currently I sometimes provide advisory service as a water administration specialist.
Sir, what devotion you used to do before coming to the shelter of His Holiness Sant Sadguru Rampal Ji Maharaj?
I was born in a Vaishno family, and so there was some religious inclination from the beginning. I was not inclined towards one specific god, but used to do simple devotion to all the gods and goddesses with equal respect, and used to participate in all the religious rituals.
Sir, the devotion that you used to do of all the gods with equal devotion, of gods and goddess, what benefit did you get from that devotion?
See, I did not do worship with dedication, yet there was a lot of faith in me. I also used to do the pilgrimage, fast, but I have never felt that I got any physical or materialistic benefit from doing all such things. According to my devotion, I traveled to Kailash Mansarovar, but due to lack of oxygen over there, I started dying. I vomited 2 liters of blood from my mouth, and I had gone there to worship, but I started dying there. God blessed me in such a way that I came back where I had to earn merit. I brought arrogance. I went to pilgrimage to find peace but brought unrest. I went there to find peace but brought unrest. So what can I say? What was the benefit? I did not see any benefit.
Sir, how did you come to the shelter of His Holiness Sant Sadguru Rampal Ji Maharaj?
I had reached to almost all the saints of India and Nepal, and I have studied almost all of their books. In Shanti Kunj Haridwar, I did a 1-month session. I was involved for 3-4 years in that. In Ramchandra Mission, I spent 3-4 years. I followed Satmarg and used to follow Satya Sai in Puttyaparthi as Lord, but there was no peace of mind anywhere in my life. There was some questions in my mind that who I am, where have I come from, where will I go, who does this. The answer to all these questions was not found anywhere. That's why I also studied a lot. I did not leave a book of any saint, but there was no peace of mind. Then I got disappointed. Where should I go? My brother, devotee Suman Das, was a Mahant of Kabir Panth and had made a Mahamandaleshwar of all the local Mahants. And he was the leader, so I went to his ashram. I saw a book in his hand, Paribhasha Prabhu Ki. The title of the book was so strange to me because the knowledge that I had was such that God is the one who cannot be defined. Here, the name of the book is the definition of God. What will it be like? Out of curiosity, I opened it. I had read its preface only, and I was absolutely shocked. Hey, whatever I used to search, everything is there in this. I told my brother that I want this book to read. And then I went to Kathmandu. After a few days, when I came and asked for the book, he said he has returned the book. So I said, this is not right, brother. Bring me the book. Please bring me the book. Please get it. He said, okay, I will bring it. He brought it and sent it over to Kathmandu to me. I studied it. After studying, I found it difficult to stop myself. I did not say Sadguru at that time. I said it is necessary to see Rampal Ji Maharaj. I requested my brother that you are a man of the same path. Let both brothers go there. But he was a great Mahant. He had no time. He kept on delaying it by 7 to 8 months. But I was not able to stop myself. I said, now I should leave dependency on him. I can go anywhere in India alone. There is no problem because I have read from India, from Patna Nagar. I have done engineering. What is the problem for me? So I decided in my mind that now I will leave my brother's company and I will go alone there. Thinking this, I do not know how God showered His mercy on me that without spending any money, I came to Barwala. It happened like that a friend of mine who had severe spinal pain and had no one to go with him, so he took me along with him to Patna. We both went to Patna, and then we went to Patna. His treatment and his diagnosis could not be done over there. What did the doctor say? That you could take him to Lucknow or take him to Chandigarh. So after discussion, it was decided to go to Chandigarh, and he took me to Chandigarh with him. Then I called from Chandigarh to Karotha Ashram. Then in Karotha Ashram, I could not connect to the landline. So I called on mobile and got connected. They said, come to Barwala. I asked, where is Barwala? I know only Karotha. So there is no Karotha Ashram now. You come to Barwala. Where are you speaking from? From Chandigarh. So take the bus from Chandigarh to Hisar and get off at Barwala, which is 35 kilometers before. So in this way, I came to Barwala without any expense, and I had already read the book. Then on 16th August 2008, I came to the shelter of Sadguru and took name initiation.
Sir, what benefit did you get after coming to the shelter of His Holiness Sant Sadguru Rampal Ji Maharaj?
How can I express that in words? The biggest benefit was that all my questions were answered. I have no questions in my mind and my mind is calm now. The second thing, see my hand, this cancer is absolutely visible. There was a small pimple that grew and took the form of cancer. I am an engineer by profession, underwent treatment for 4 years. No doctor was able to cure it. So I tried everything to save my life. I went to exorcists and tried everything that I could. They also tried for months, but I was not cured. After one day, an exorcist, the Girji god who is worshipped in the house, Girji god we call him, he is also called Kalik in my hometown. He came up to me and he said, "Why are you going to the doctor for this? It is not going to be cured by the doctors. I have done this because you do not worship me. My house, which is called the Gahavar, we threw Gahavar and do not worship. So I will make everyone suffer. I will get your hands chopped off." I had no other option. Then I came back to my relatives that make Gahavar and worship. Nobody paid attention. Then, when I came into the shelter of God, I prayed to the divine in my heart and said, "Oh Lord, now I am in your shelter. Now you do whatever you want to do, cut my hand or fix it. You people believe it or not, this wound was healed in less than 2 months only. I am a patient of diabetes. I used to eat a tablet every day. Even after coming here, I used to eat tablets. Once I prayed to God that God, please have mercy on me. I don't want to eat tablets because I go to spread your knowledge. I go to spread your knowledge. It is said that by doing worship of God, by doing true devotion, all diseases are destroyed. And I eat medicine myself." Then Bandi Chhod Sadguru Rampal Ji said, "Why do you listen to people? People even don't say good about Ram." And on their words, he even sent his pregnant wife. After that, I kept eating medicine for 2 years. After that, I prayed that Gurudev, I did not believe in myself at that time. I prayed you not to eat medicine. Now I have come to know that if I will do worship, then I can't have any disease. And if I will not worship, then what is the use of life? Therefore, Lord, please take back your words. I do not want to eat medicine. You give me order, and if I leave now, Guru's orders will be violated. And if I leave right now, your orders will be violated. So please forgive me, God, and please leave me." I prayed to him. He then started laughing. And I got the permission and I left the medicine. Since then, I sometimes eat sweets too. There is no avoiding. My son is a doctor. He gets me tested every year for my kidney, my heart, my eye. He always get those tests done. Previously, I could not read thick letters also. Now I can even read small letters too. No problem with my heart and my kidneys. I have diabetes. My son complained to Gurudev, Sadgurudev, that my father does not eat medicine. He never takes his medicine on time. Gurudev said, "What will happen? Hey, here 500 devotees keep wandering. What difference does it make?" And since then, I am living happily there. Neither do I eat medicine, nor the disease is not cured. What does God want from me? I don't know what exactly He wants from me. Yes, I have understood one thing, that now I have come quite late over here. Had I come here 1 year earlier, then I would not have found Sadguru, because I used to search Karotha. And Gurudev was in jail at that time. And when he came to Barwala, within 2-3 months, I arrived and met with God. Now I am absolutely blissful. There is no problem in my house. Everything is well. I prayed to Sadguru Dev that my sons are all doctors, chartered and educated. But they don't do devotion. Please bless them. Please shower your blessings on them. He laughed and said, "Go, everyone will come." And in one promise, my whole family came. My son-in-law, Hari Govindas, he must have also told in his interview that his backbone was broken and he was cured with Gurudev's blessing. He was completely cured. My brother, who was a Mahant, agreed, but he was stuck in dignity and did not come even after reading. I said, "Brother, where are you stuck?" He said, "What shall I do, yaar? People do not leave me." So once I forced him. He wanted to come and I insisted, and I brought him to the ashram, and now by coming in the shelter of Sadguru, he has also left Mahantai. Now, what else can I say? Earlier in my life, I used to be in debt. Nobody used to give me consultancy even for a single penny. And now people are lined up and asking for consultancy work. I now say that I do not want the money anymore. I am absolutely free now. I don't want to work anymore. I am happily engaged in promoting Gurudev's Gyan Ganga book.
Sir, after taking the name initiation from His Holiness Sadguru Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, your incurable disease like cancer were also cured, and there remained no problem of heart and kidney. You also started seeing with eyes. So what message do you want to give to the devotee society?
See, the devout society always is looking to attain God at any cost. But they are making their life miserable by being misled by fake saints and doing wrong practice. Whether they are poor or rich or educated or have a post, whatever they are, all of them are unhappy by not doing worship according to Gita. Chapter 16, verse 23, all of them are really unhappy. And I want to say to this unhappy devout society that complete Brahm has come in our society. The Savior has arrived. It has been written in Kabir's speech that Kabir, 5 सहंस और 500 जब कलयुग बीत जाए, महापुरुष फरमान तब जग तारण को आए. So the Savior has arrived. This is the middle generation of Kalyug era. In this, Savior will liberate the devotees. So do not delay, because मानव जीवन दुर्लभ है, मिले ना बारंबार, जैसे तरुवर से पत्ता टूट गिरे, लगे ना दूजी बार. This human body will not be obtained again. That is why, if you miss this time, then you will have to search for the enlightened saint until the next Kalyug era. This is why, just arrived home, you are fortunate to have been born at this time. You are really lucky to be near the enlightened saint. And still, if you are in the dark of ignorance, then read the Gyan Ganga, and after reading it, rush and come, because now the followers are so much that it has become rare to see the God. When I was initially connected, all the family used to be at the feet of Gurudev for 5 minutes. And today, it has become difficult to see the Gurudev. When he comes into the discourse, then only we can see. A day will come when we will have to sit for months to see him. So the devout society, come as soon as you can, get free name initiation from Gurudev and make your life meaningful. You will be relieved from worldly suffering. Also, you will attain the ultimate abode. Neither there is any other way, nor it will be. So, do not delay, come soon. This is my only request to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Sat Sahib.
आप सुन रहे थे जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के मंगल प्रवचन. अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट कीजिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.jagatgururampalji.org. संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के शुभ आशीर्वाद से पूरे विश्व भर में 500 से भी ज्यादा नाम दीक्षा केंद्र हैं, जिन पर संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी द्वारा ऑनलाइन निशुल्क नाम दीक्षा दी जा रही है. अपने नजदीकी नाम दीक्षा केंद्र का पता करने के लिए संपर्क करें 8222880541.